Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling two of the most powerful virtues a person can have, duty and loyalty. But here's the thing, these virtues have a really dark side, a paradox that can twist good intentions into truly devastating outcomes. So what's the line between a hero and a monster? Well, let's get into it.
Okay, so let's kick things off with this quote from Abdrushin, the author of a 20th century philosophical work called In the Light of Truth. Now, it feels like it holds an answer, doesn't it? But its full meaning, well, it's not totally clear just yet, so just, keep it in the back of your mind. We're going to come back to this. I mean, think about how we see duty and loyalty all around us in our culture. You watch a show like Designated Survivor, and you see these Navy SEALs with this unbelievable conviction. They put everything on the line. And when someone thanks them, what do they say? It's my duty. It's held up as the absolute peak of honor. And that popular image really reinforces this common idea, right? That duty and loyalty are maybe the highest virtues a human being can possibly have. It's a powerful and, honestly, a very widely held ideal. But here's where things get messy. For every single person who sees duty as this noble, heroic sacrifice, there's someone else who sees it as just blind, unthinking obedience, just following orders. So the very definition is a total battleground. And this fight over the definition, it leads us straight into a deeply troubling paradox. Let's call it the two faces of loyalty. On the one hand, you've got loyalty to your family, a soldier's duty to protect their country, things we really admire. But on the other hand, you have the unquestioning loyalty of Nazis to Hitler, the absolute conviction of the Inquisitors, and the fiery belief of modern extremist groups. The exact same inner fire of conviction is fueling both heroism and absolute horror. And this, right here, is the absolute heart of the problem. That feeling of conviction, the one that drives a soldier to save their buddies, it is the same feeling that drove an inquisitor to torture someone. It just forces you to ask, how do you separate good loyalty from evil loyalty if the feeling on the inside is exactly the same? So, logically, we've tried to solve this, right? We've focused on finding some kind of common ground, a universal human cause that, we can all be loyal to. But if you look at our history, these efforts tend to fall short. I mean, big institutions like the United Nations, they're constantly struggling to keep the peace. And even really close partnerships like the European Union face these massive fractures, like Brexit. It seems like whenever we try to define our common cause from a purely human-to-human perspective, we just get bogged down in our own narrow, conflicting views. And you think our shared wisdom could get us past this? I mean, take the golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated. It's a perfect example. We all basically agree on that, don't we? So why isn't it enough? I mean, look at this. This principle is everywhere. It's at the heart of pretty much every major world religion. And yet, and this is the real kicker, loyalty to those very same religions has fueled centuries of violent conflict. So even our most profound shared piece of wisdom can't seem to solve the paradox. Something is clearly missing from the equation. This all suggests that maybe the problem isn't the principle of loyalty itself, but where we're aiming it. What if we've been looking for a solution in completely the wrong direction this whole time? What if the key to cracking this whole paradox wasn't about finding a better human cause to be loyal to, but about completely reorienting our entire understanding of duty? What if the answer was staring us in the face right from the beginning of this explainer? And there it is, the proposed answer. This perspective just shifts the entire framework. It suggests that our primary duty isn't horizontal, to each other or to a country or to some cause, but that it's vertical. The focus moves from human-to-human responsibility to a higher divine accountability. Now, reframing loyalty like this, well, it has some profound consequences. So let's dig into what this really means for our actions, because some of these ideas, they're pretty startling. Okay, so this perspective throws a pretty serious challenge at our usual idea of duty. It argues that conviction is absolutely everything. Without a deep, unshakable belief that your cause is truly just and aligned with a higher good, one that actually promotes life and justice for everyone, then acting out of duty isn't noble at all. It's basically just being a mercenary, violence for hire. And the fighting, it becomes murder. And this idea of accountability, it doesn't just stop when our life ends. It actually extends through what the source calls the law of creation, which many of us know as karma, the law of action and reaction. The argument is that we are ultimately responsible for the world that we help to create. So here's how that's supposed to work. Imagine a person in one life who, out of loyalty to their society and their way of life, passionately supported the institution of slavery.
Well, according to this law, that person would later be reincarnated to experience firsthand the kind of world they helped to bring about. The idea is that we must eventually live with the consequences of our loyalties. So, this whole framework offers a path to what the source calls an ennobled duty, a way to harness its incredible power for purely good outcomes. See, an ennobled duty isn't just about feeling sincere or being passionate. It's about rigorously checking to make sure the cause you serve is truly worthwhile and just, that it's aligned with a higher divine will. And that means a cause that uplifts all of humanity and all of creation, not just one nation or one ideology or one group. When duty is built on that foundation, the risk of it causing harm is completely eliminated. Which leaves us with this final and pretty challenging question to think about. When you reflect on your own deepest loyalties, to your family, your community, your country, your beliefs, are they serving just another human cause, with all its potential traps and pitfalls? Or are they aligned with something higher, the cause that serves all of humanity and creation?